Hi, this is Mato. Welcome to my online chess lecture. In this video I will show you a game between Liren and Teimour Radjabov. This is a game from the finals of the World Cup 2019. Liren had white pieces and he started with c4, the English opening. Knight to f6, knight to c3, e6, e4. Black to move, d5 is the most played move. Teimour Radjabov played c5, and this move gave the game that Sicilian flavor. e5, attacking the knight, knight to g8, knight to f3, knight to c6, d4, c takes on d4, knight takes on d4, knight takes on e5, knight from d to b5. Black to move, a6 was played. If d6, one line goes like this, c5, and if d takes on c5, then bishop to f4, and white is standing better. Back to our game. a6, knight to d6, check, bishop takes on d6, queen takes on d6, f6, bishop to e3, knight to e7, bishop to b6, attacking the black queen, knight to f5, queen for queen, white to move, queen to b4. If bishop takes on d8, knight takes on d6, and black would be happy. Back to our game. Queen to b4, knight to c6, attacking the queen again, queen to c5, queen to e7. If d6, then bishop takes on d8, and after d takes on c5, bishop to b6. This position favors white. Queen to e7, and Liren castle. d6. Let's take it back. Even after the move queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, white is standing better. Back to our game. d6, queen to a3, Radjabov castled kingside, white to move. In the interview after the game, Liren said that he analyzed this position, but he forgot the details. What he remembered he said was that white should play g4, and that is what he played. g4, knight to h6, rook to g1, knight to f7, f4. There is a feeling that white is standing better. What do you think? White has much more space. Bishop to d7, h4, a5, g5, king to h8. White to move. Liren decided not to touch the pawns on the king's side, but to look for other ways to improve his position. He said that he was also considering rook to e1. He played queen to b3. Rook from f to c8, lining the rook with the white king, king to b1. Black to move. In a cramped position, Radjabov played a risky move, but he had to do something. He played e5. If something like a4, then queen to a3. Back to our game. e5. And I think it is obvious what happened after e5. That made Ling's knight the happiest piece on the board. Knight to d5, attacking the queen. Bishop to f5, check, king to a1, queen to e6, g takes on f6, opening the g file. G takes on f6, white to move. If something like h5, then black may play knight to b4. Back to our game. Liren played a3, controlling b4 square. Rook from a to b8, bishop to g2, rook to g8, knight to e3, black to move, and it is difficult to suggest a good move for black. Knight to d4 was played. If something like e4, then queen to c3, and if rook to g3, queen to c2, white is better. Knight to d4, and then Liren chopped the knight. Bishop takes on d4, e takes on d4, knight takes on f5, queen takes on f5, bishop to d5. White is much better. White bishop is a much better piece than a black knight. Rook takes rook. rook takes rook. Black to move. Knight to h6. Let's take it back. If rook to g8, then one line goes like this. Rook takes rook, check. King takes rook. White to move. How would you continue now? The winning move for white in this position is c5. Threatening to chop the knight. After queen to d7, bishop to e6. Queen to e8, c takes on d6. And white is winning. Back to our game. Knight to h6, removing the target. Queen to b6, intending queen to c7 in some variations. Queen to d7. Queen takes on d4. Queen to e7. White to move. Liren played king to a2. And this is a deep move. The result of this move will be seen later. Knight to f5, attacking the queen. Queen to c3, eyeing the pawn on f6. b6, h5, on the way to h6. Rook to e8, white to move. What would you do in this position if you had white pieces? Liren played h6. Black to move. Knight to e3. If knight takes on h6, what happens then? What would you do in this position if you had white pieces? Then white wins by playing rook to e1. And if queen takes rook, now you can see the importance of the king being on a2. This is not check. So white can take on f6, checkmate. Back to our game. h6, let's take it back. Would the rook to e1 also win? What do you think? If rook to e1, then queen takes rook, and after check, knight to g7. After h6, queen to e7, and black is fighting back. Back to our game. So, Liren played h6, controlling g7 square with the pawn. Knight to e3 was played. White played a move and black resigned. Please pause and find the best move for white. What did you find? Liren played rook to e1, a deadly pin. Teimour Radjabov resigned. If queen goes to f8, then rook takes knight, and after rook takes rook, queen takes rook. White is winning, and what else? If some random move, then rook takes a knight, and after queen takes rook, queen takes on f6, checkmate. That was an incredible game by Liren. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.